Formatting our numbers can be in different types of formats like general number format, date, um, currency, and text. So the first one is general format. General format just simply means there is no change in what you have input. That is, the way you typed your text or your number or whatever input you have put there, that is the way it appears. No changes has been made. For instance, if you look at these columns, looking at column A, if you want to know the kind of format what you have there is taken, all you have to do is go to your home tab. Under home tab, you will see number format here. Beside the alignment, you see number groups. So clicking on this, in fact, as you have seen, as I click this column A, you can see it's displayed as general, meaning that there's no format yet for column A. If I click the drop down arrow, you can see a lot of different formats I can select for column A. If I want it to be just ordinary number without any format, I'll leave it at general. But if I want it in number format, I'll click number, and before you know it, it has changed to format that has both whole number and decimal numbers. So but if I don't want these decimal numbers on this number format, but yet I want it to assume a format that has to do with number. What I will do is I'll click Ctrl plus 1 on my keyboard. And I click Ctrl plus 1, it will bring this box, dialog box. Then you can select the category you want, which is number. Then here I can decide to remove the number of decimal places I have. Initially we have two. So, and if you are dealing with numbers like ID and all that, there's no decimal there. So I will have to reduce it to 0 to remove all the decimal. We discover that as I'm either increasing or reducing it, it's reflecting here. If I reduce, we discover it has reduced to 2 decimal places. Reduce it further, it has reduced to 1, and reducing it to 0, you can see there's no any other decimal place there. So when I'm okay with that, I click OK. You can see it's showing as ordinary number without decimal place. But if I come back to this my home tab under the number group, you will see that it's now in number format. Now another way we can format our entry is to use text formatting, currency formatting, and format and all that. So the next thing we are going to be talking about is the currency. You all know that currency, when it comes to money has units. It's either naira and kobo, dollar and cent and all that. So you don't want to have, look at this column E now, you don't want to have salary that will just be, okay, what's the salary of Johnson Clark? The salary is 3,001. You don't know the unit. Is it dollar? Is it naira? Is it cedis and all that? So you need to format the column to show the currency you are working with. And in currency, we have both uh, the, let's say, the whole number and the decimal. The whole number signifies the main unit of the currency, while the decimal signifies the subunit like naira and kobo. So all those things must reflect in your data. So how do we format this? The first thing first, you come to this place, click on the drop down arrow, then choose salary. Choose currency. As you choose currency, you can see it has automatically separated it from the main dollar and the cents. And after each thousand, you can see there's a comma that separates them. I may say I don't need this comma, you may say you need your own. Then the currency might not be in dollars, so you can't just assume using dollar for all the currencies you have. The salary might be in pounds, might be in euros, so you have to change it yourself, but you cannot achieve that here. So how do we go about that? You go to your format box, which is Ctrl 1. You press Ctrl 1 on your keyboard after you have highlighted column E. Then choose currency under the category. Then you can choose to, okay, how many decimal places, but the standard uh, practice is to have two decimal places for currency. So but under the symbol, you can choose which of the symbols you are using. I may say, okay, it's not in dollar. You can scroll down to choose any one you want depending on the document or the data you are working with. So let's say I want it in pounds, I want it in euro. You can see them here. Maybe United Kingdom this, so you just select it and then okay. You can see it has changed from dollar to euro. So all these things you can achieve when you are formatting your cells, your data, your entries in Excel. Then the next one after this is the date format. Now if you are working with dates, you must be very careful, because if you finish whatever you are doing with this data, you are sending it to a stakeholder or you are sending it somewhere. And when you are sending it, they are not seeing what you are seeing, because putting 26/06/21 under column C now, and column C join date. If I say 26/06/21, someone might interpret it as, oh, this is 26th of June, year 2021. And that person may argue and say, no, 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 this one is uh, 21st of June 2021, and on like that. We may have, let's look at this. If I have, let's say 04/02/2025, for instance. Someone might also say that this one is April 2nd, 2025. Another person might argue and say, okay, this is 4th of February 2025. Another person might say this is 25th of February 2004. Someone might say this is 25th, or let's say 25th of April 2020, 2002. So in order not to cause confusion, there's a way you can format this your date that will reflect every detail you want the person to know. Now this is how to go about it. As usual, highlight column C, go to your number format category, click the drop down arrow. You have two types of dates there. We have the short date and we have the long date. The short date will only bring two digits of each of the part of the date, like the month we have two digits, the date, the day rather, we have two digits, and the year we have two digits. But if you don't want it that way, you choose long date, which will give you full details of that particular date. Let's click and see long date. You can see it has changed it to Saturday, June 26, 2021. So this one can never cause confusion again. Everybody knows now that the 6th there is the June, which is the month, while this one is the day and this one is the year. Then other things you can do apart from this, I can decide to use my formatting box, which is control 1, go to date and choose whatever I want. Let's say I want only the month and the year, for instance. I'll just navigate it down, and then where do I see that? Okay, this is it, March 12th. Clicking on that, it will bring only the month and the year. So a lot of things you can do while formatting your date. And the last thing here is formatting our text. Formatting our text. A lot of things you can do while formatting your text. Let's use this column G. You know, when you highlight column G, what you are seeing there is general. And when you click this drop down arrow, you won't see anything like text in this place. Okay, I think it's there. So you can just click text. When you click text, it has changed to text, meaning that anything you put here is text. Let's say for instance here I put 45. You can see 45 is now seen as text. You see the difference between number and text. Look at this, our column A, where we have number. Every number is aligned to the right. But if a number is seen as text, it will align it to the left, because text are automatically aligned to the left, while numbers are aligned to the right. So for you to know that this number is no longer number but a text, you will see this green uh, icon here, or let me say arrow. That one shows you that this one is not a number but a text, and it will be aligned to the left. So anything you put here now is a text, because we have already formatted the whole of the column to the text. Other things you can do under text formatting, you can change the format of the text, that is the font of the text, by coming to home tab. You see font tab here, font group here. So you can click on this font type. Clicking on that, I can decide to use any font I so much desire. So I can use any. There are different fonts I can select from in this category. You can say, okay, let me use Area Black, let me use Berlin, and on and on that. So as you are navigating them, you will see the effect on your text. So these are the things you can do on your text formatting. Text formatting. So let's say I want to use a um, let me use Calibri. Calibri. I've selected Calibri, and the text is now in Calibri form. So another thing you can do, you can bolden it, you can underline it. A lot of things can be done. Let's say I highlight, come to the font, click bold. You can see the text is bolded. I may remove it by clicking that B again, or use Ctrl B for instance. I can italicize it. I can put a line under it as to underline the number, or the text rather. I can increase the font size either by using this A, or by using a specific font number. So the more I increase the number, the more the text will increase. So all these things you can do. You can align it to the left, to center. Let's say I want it from left to center. I'll just click the center, and the text will be in the middle. Let me align this so that you can see. And you align it to the right, and you bring it back to the left, and a lot of things can be done. I might change the direction of the text by clicking this orientation. Let's say I want it to be in diagonal uh, form like this. I'll just click it. You can see the text has changed in that form. So a lot of things you can do here, and telling you, it's very cool to work with Excel and formatting whatever you have there. So all these things you can do in your text, and uh, number format, currency format, and all that. I may also change the color of the font. Let's say I change the color to red, or I use another color as it suits me. Then the background, I can also change the background of the text using different colors. So let's say I use this color for the background, then I use this text. Let's say I use white for the text. You may use it for separate cells as you wish. Let's say the first 3 cells, I don't want the background to be green. I want it in another color. You can do the same thing. So you wish, just select whatever you want, and there you go, get whatever you desire. So that is that about formatting our number, and formatting our date, our currency, and text.